My name is Susan Ashford, and I'm designer and creator of Sugar Snap Jewelry. I've packaged some of my favorite designs in a create-it-yourself jewelry kit. Today I'm here with Brittany.
Hello.
And we're going to make a necklace called Refresh. In your kit come all the pieces as you see here, including some practice wire. So Brittany will take her practice wire and cut it into 3 to 4 inch lengths, so she can practice some of the steps that we'll be doing when we begin to make the necklace. At this point, Brittany's going to practice making the pearl assembly. So you position your pliers about 1/3 of the way down, and you make an L or a right angle. Then with your free hand, you go up over the jaw of the pliers, then you rotate the pliers and follow through to make the loop. It should look like that. We'll practice it one more time. Again, you place the pliers about 1/3 of the way down on your wire. You make the L. You go up over the top jaw of the pliers, rotate the plier, and you follow through. Now we'll practice making the pearl assembly. So she'll slide on a bali bead, followed by a coin pearl, and then a second bali bead. And now she'll be making the other loop on the opposite end. So she'll repeat the same steps. You put the L or the right angle up over the top, rotate your pliers, and you follow through. So it should look like that. Now that we've practiced that step, we're ready to begin in earnest. So she'll disassemble that. You can just cut your wire so you can slide your beads off. And with the silver wire, we'll repeat the same steps. So you position your pliers. You're working about halfway on your pliers so that the loop that you make isn't too small. That's the right size it'll be. You'll make the L or the right angle. You'll go up over the top. You'll rotate your pliers, follow through, and then you'll feed on one of the bali beads, a pearl, another bali bead. And when you do this step, there are 2 longer wires. Those are the wires you want to use. Do your L up over the top, rotate the pliers, and now you have your pearl assembly for joining the 2 chains. So what you do is you take your oval link chain, feed it onto one end of the pearl assembly with the loop, and then on the opposite end you feed on the other chain. At this point you would close the loops. So with your pliers you grip the loop, and with your free hand you begin to wrap the wire around the pearl stem, and then you transfer to the other side to close the other side. You grip the loop, you begin wrapping the wire, keeping each wrap close to the wrap preceding it. At that point you would trim your wire with your cutters, trim the other side as well, and then you still have a little tail sticking out, so you need to tuck that in against the stem. get that wire tucked in there nicely. You don't want it poking you when you're wearing it. So you need to tuck it flush with the stem. Now you do the other side. Make sure it's tucked in there nice and tightly. It'll be a little awkward doing this, but just keep working at it, you'll get it. So you've got your wire tucked in nicely, and then what you do is you repeat the process for the other side. So you take your long wire, you make the L, you go up over the upper jaw, you rotate the pliers, and you follow through. Then you feed on the volley bead, another one of the coin pearls, another volley bead. Now you're ready to make the other loop at the other end. Make the L, up over the top, rotate the pliers, and follow through. Now on the opposite end of the oval link chain, you attach one end of the pearl assembly, and then you do the other silver chain. And you repeat the steps to close the loops. You hold the loop with your pliers, and you begin wrapping the wire around the stem. You stop a fair distance from the pearl because you have yet to do the other end. Wrapping, keeping each wrap close to the wrap preceding it. Then you trim your wire with your cutters. And you tuck that last remaining tail. And I find it easiest to do this if you hold on to the loop with your other hand. Using your pliers, continue to tuck the tail. And it works best if you work about halfway up your pliers. And get it tucked in there nice and neatly. Now you're ready to attach the lobster claw at one end of the silver chain. You repeat the same process. Make the L up over the top, and you slide that end onto the chain. With your pliers, grip your loop, wrap your wire, you make another loop at the opposite end so that you can attach the lobster claw. Your right angle up over the top, rotate your pliers, and then you slide on the lobster claw. You may have to encourage it to slide on. There you go. Hold the loop with your pliers, and begin wrapping your tail. Brittany's tucking the last little bit of wire, flush with the stem. And then you have your lobster claw attached. Now you're ready to attach the extender chain at the other end. Repeating again the process. About a third of the way down your wire, position your pliers, go up over the top, rotate your pliers, and follow through making the loop. Attach that end to the other side of the necklace at the end of the chain. Close your loop. Wrapping the wire, keeping it nice and snug with the wire before it. Make the other loop to attach the extender chain up over the top. Rotate the pliers, making the loop. Now you can attach the extender chain. Hold the loop with your pliers so you don't distort it. Again, wrapping. Tuck your end. So at this point, Brittany's ready to attach the finishing pearl at the end of the extender chain, which is the small pearl on the shorter head pin. Slide it on, make your loop, up over the top, rotate your pliers, and then feed that onto the end of the extender chain. Hold the loop with your pliers, wrap the wire, and trim the excess wire. If you have difficulty with the cutter, you can try a sharp pair of scissors, that works also. Tuck the last of the tail against the stem, flush with the stem. It's easiest if you hold the loop while you're doing this with your other hand. And then you're ready to attach the coin pearl. So you take the longer head pin, slide on the coin pearl, make an L up over the top, rotate the pliers, and feed that on. And close your loop. Trim the excess wire with your cutter. tuck the tail, flush with the stem. And you did it. Yay! You made your first necklace. We'd like to thank you very much for purchasing a Sugar Snap Create-It-Yourself jewelry kit. Say goodbye, Brittany.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed making jewelry as much as I enjoyed teaching you. Bye more.